Hello, hello. Here we are again, coming to you from the Paranormal World Show under the umbrella of Broadcast Team Alpha, coming to you on 44 different platforms around the world. And my name is Hage, and I'm the host. One of those platforms is the Cosmic Awakening Network. You need to go have a look at them. The Cosmic Awakening Network.org, because they got close to 50 different shows over there of all the stuff that you are not supposed to know about. So go have a look. I think you're going to enjoy yourself over there. And if you are watching us on YouTube right now, that's the place to be, because it's the only place that we can monitor the chat room. And you can ask questions, you can have dialogue with others, or talk to me or anybody there, because it will be released on Sunday night. So I will be in the chat room. Okay, now I uh, I have Jim Edward Lucier returning to the show, and he's been on there a couple of times before, because he's kind of unique, because he's one of the few people in the world that has a mystery school. And they used to have those two, 3,000 years ago. I know of one of these mystery schools was on an island in the Nile in Egypt, where this man called Yahshua Beth Halachme, he was a student there for several years. Well, you know him as Jesus, but that was not his name. So mystery schools, they've been around a long time, and there seems like there is less and less of them these days. But Jim, he's got one, so we want to talk about that. Now, he's a researcher and a paranormal investigator since he was about 9 years old. And he has over 1,000 successfully documented premonitions of world disasters, economics, and politics. He has two worldwide published oracles through Schiffer Publishing. That's a Penn State University function, I think. And one of them is the Tarot Wheel and the Ching Oracle. And also, he has 48 books written on Amazon. They're on Kindle. So go to Amazon, put his name in there, and you're going to get to see all 48 of them. And I think it's easy to say that you're probably going to find one that you can't live without. So go visit. And now the world is full of people predicting the future, but the future is tricky, because there is more than one timeline going into the future. And there's a whole bunch of them, and chances are that you are in most of them. Now, this is not me just saying that. This is right out of the pages of quantum mechanics. The parallel world syndrome theory is very much alive. They have proven it on the blackboard. And I know of one scientific experiment where actually it shows clear that there is more than one existence at the same time. So this is going to get interesting, and I think we're going to start talking about something that a lot of people are talking about, and that is Three Eye Atlas. Welcome to the show, Jim.
Thank you, Angie. It's a pleasure to be here, and
Yeah.
thank you for inviting me.
Oh, you betcha. I Yeah, this was kind of an interesting day. I had a hacker get into the computer and really screw me up, but I
Oh
hope
no.
I'm okay now. So anyway, I think it should be okay.
Okay,
Now,
good.
people are talking about the so-called asteroid coming through. But I think we talked about this before we got on the air, and I think we both agreed, no, it's not an asteroid. What
Right,
what do
right.
you know? What do you I think you were one of the first that predicted this
Yes,
before.
Edgy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I think it was January, or sorry, June 27th or 28th of this year, and I got a channeling from Enki
Mm.
of the Anunnaki. And in the channeling, he stated that they were going to be bringing an asteroid, a new asteroid, into the solar system, that there's a new asteroid coming, and that it hadn't been announced to the world yet. And of course, 2 or 3 days later, the asteroid was announced to the world. Now, this is on my Facebook timeline from, I think it's June 28th or 27th. And yeah, it's in my predictions and stuff there. And so, yeah, it's,
Yeah.
I believe it's a probe of some kind for sure. A ship, perhaps. It is totally artificial. And I think it may be for different kinds of many different observational type experiments.
Yeah, that's what I got too. I think it is a probe just flying through the system to check out what is going on the different planets. Because I know Michio Kaku, the theoretical physicist,
Right,
he's got a video out where he says that this is not an asteroid because NASA put the not the Hubble but the other telescope on it, and they were able to see that it is kind of oblong like this, but it has square panels on the side of it. Now, the thing about that, asteroids don't have square panels.
no,
So it is an intelligent created ship. And
yes,
also the speed of it is abnormal. It's about twice the speed of anything in the solar system. As well as I think he talked about they had scanned it and there were several echoes coming back from the surface. That means that to them it appeared as it was hollow.
right,
So it is not an asteroid. And it's going to be fun to see what it does when it flies through closest to Earth.
right.
There
Yeah,
also, yeah, there also have been an electronic transmission that came from it, and that was in the infrared spectrum. So they got it, and they evidently have deciphered some of that. It was not in any language. There was scientific language, which is only equations and things. So they interpreted it, but this one, this is way above my pay grade, so I'm not even going
yeah,
there.
yeah, me too. Yeah, yeah. The last time a strange asteroid came in, I can't pronounce its name, but it was about 3 years before the pandemic, and it was an elongated
Yeah,
asteroid, like a spear.
yes,
Soon after that, about maybe well 2 3 years later, we had the pandemic,
mm,
and Nostradamus used to always talk about whenever there's a new comet, there's usually some kind of a pandemic or a virus of
yeah,
some type. And it's possible that hopefully nothing happens, but I think we should be somewhat prepared for the future again in case
yeah,
something does happen. And the various alien races sometimes put, from what I'm getting, viruses uh, so that they can help accommodate them with living with us.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, you've heard of the different chemicals in the vaccinations, and that is it's a great big thing. It's a great big story about it, but it's to help us
Yeah.
become more compatible with them and them compatible with us.
Yeah, viruses, in fact, there are doctors that is coming out saying that there is no such thing as a virus. It is that the cells are cleaning themselves and the stuff they expel look like what we call viruses.
Oh, okay.
But there again, that's above my pay
Yeah,
grade. But this is what some doctors are coming out saying. And
right. Could be. Could
of
be.
course, there's no money in that, so I know that the medical establishment is going
Yeah,
to
that's
just,
it.
yeah.
That's it. Yeah, you got it. The money.
You gotta have viruses in order to sell vaccines.
Yeah. Billions and billions of dollars. Even in the
Oh,
1960s, people were taking medications, and even then, it was a multi-billion-dollar industry in the
yeah,
early 60s. So now it's a trillion-dollar industry.
yeah,
And
that's
yeah,
amazing.
yeah. You see, in Canada, we don't have our commercials. When we have commercials on cable and stuff, we don't have commercials that tell about the different types of things that could go wrong with the
Oh,
medication. So yeah, but yeah,
yeah, well, yeah, like we got a lot of that. So,
yeah, and
yeah,
after
there
a
you
while, it
go.
gets yeah, and after a while, it gets on
Yeah,
people. I
yeah,
would just mute those commercials
yeah,
because
yeah.
it's giving out so much
Yes, it
negative,
is.
bad stuff. Yeah,
And that's the thing. We got to be very careful what we allow to enter our mind.
right, exactly. Yes, yes,
Because
absolutely.
I got a comment on that. Remember Dr. Amoto out of Japan?
Mhm.
He had two pots sitting at a school, but there were plants in it. And he told the kids, go ahead and talk to one of the plants and tell them that you love them. They are wonderful, they're beautiful. And then talk to the other one that they tell them, you are ugly, I hate you, and oh, just cuss at it.
Oh,
And in a matter of a little over a week or so, the one that they were cussing at died. The other one flourished.
oh, wow. Yeah,
So, so when you think about that, words could kill a plant. Plants are also living organisms, and we are living organisms. If we think negative thoughts about ourselves, it affects our body.
right. Yes, it does. It does. Absolutely.
It
Yeah, like
really,
water, even water, you can speak gently to a glass of water before you
yeah,
drink it.
I do.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And they've proven that it reacts positively to
absolutely.
positive. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they did the same kind of test with water when they were cussing at it and told it, I hate you. And that water, when you froze it, would not crystallize. It just turned into a goggly goop mess. But the one petri dish of water that they said they loved it, that turned into perfect crystals. So then, if we are living in a really negative environment, we are 78% water. Can you imagine what it does to the water in us?
Right. Every time I listen to my kind of music, I'm sure I'm taking a test.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
like my rock and roll.
yeah. You probably don't listen to much rap music either.
No, no, no rap, no, no, none, no. It's
Yeah,
just I just wasn't raised on it. I'm sure,
yeah, I know.
they're talented artists, they're good for that, but not. I just wasn't raised on it.
Yeah. No. Well, anyway, you got this. mystery school put together. How did that start out for you?
Oh, well, yeah, like you said, I've been into the paranormal since I was a kid. And about 1988, I really started receiving lots of like blinding visions.
Hmm.
And these visions came with uh, like information. It was like images and information at the same time, telepathic downloads. And I got like thousands of little tiny pieces of paper that I would write all this down because it was like filters going over the eyes. And so it wouldn't really go away until I wrote it all down. And so anyway, I amassed all this paper and I thought, well, I asked Spirit, what am I to do with all this? And I got the idea to organize it into a school.
Yeah.
And so I organized it a few years later. I had my website up and everything and categorized and organized.
Yeah. Speaking of the website, what is I think you can pronounce it better than I do. So, what is the website?
It's www.mystagogue.one or one.com. It's
Okay.
Mystagogue means I found it in the dictionary when I was looking for a name for my website. And I took the book and I put it over my head and I flipped it, brought it back down and pointed down onto the dictionary and it said Mystagogue. And I looked it up and it means master of occult sciences.
Ah,
I don't think I'm a master, but that I thought, hey, that's a pretty good name. I
yeah.
like that.
Yeah, that it's I never seen that word before, so that's why I was wondering. Okay. But now you've been doing this for many years. You've been running classes, and do you do still do classes on the internet or?
Yeah, I'm I've done a whole bunch of videos on my YouTube channel. Just type in my full name, Jim Edward Lucier or Lucier,
Hmm.
and you'll find it. But there's about 46 videos now that I'm getting into and teachings of my school. There's going to be a lot more in the future,
Yeah.
but I'm just now going back into the very ancient teachings of H.P. Blavatsky.
Oh
And
yeah.
yes, and I had many visions of what are known as the stanzas or the stanzas of Dasean, which is f poetic forms of visions of the creation of the universe, the cosmic creation. And it's from the Secret Doctrine. And so I'm putting that up on my website now. I mean, on my YouTube channel. And it's going to start quickly moving now into what is known as love and light and
Mhm.
truth of positive. Right now, it's just at the very beginning stages of the cosmos creation, where everything developed from. It's going to become much more spiritual. The
Yeah.
videos are going to become more spiritual as I go along.
Yeah.
And the ancient mystery schools, there I don't think there is too many at all in the world. Like there is a modern mystery school, but that's more of Reiki and yoga and stuff like that.
Mm.
And some basics. My school it would take weeks for in-person study to really it's a real type school.
Yeah. I know the Rosicrucians, they have something like that.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, they're a great organization.
Yeah, I still have my Rosicrucian membership card in my wallet that I brought
Oh,
from
good.
Europe 50 years
Yeah.
ago.
Oh, great. Wow. Yeah, good for you. That's right on. Yeah, they're great. They're
Yeah,
great people.
yeah, and Now, you mentioned the creation of the universe. Here's a loaded question. How did this universe start? Or what started it? What do
Well,
you think?
well, it can be a complex answer, but it's abstract where you have basically seven veils of what can be described as nothingness, invisibility, darkness. These seven veils have always existed, but they're in the negative, where they're not yet in manifestation. And these veils go through cycles of, it's in Hinduism where it goes through several billions and billions of years of nothingness, where the universe is nothing. And then it envelopes, comes out and creates the universe for several billions and billions and billions of years. And then it goes back again, contracts, comes back, contracts over endless, massive cycles. But the germ of creation is basically nothingness, a form of nothingness. Now, that's a very deep kind of concept to get into, but it's like Zen or Tao, where it lasts forever or lasts for a lengthy long time. Like Zen and Tao last only for a split second, but this is a duration. It's a duration that goes on and on and on and on, and it's all condensed into a form of non-existence, existence by non-existence. And a way of understanding that is through Buddhist Zen Buddhism, where you go into a deep meditation. And I've done this. And you go into this meditation where you have no thoughts, no thinking. It's a deep meditation, and you're not aware of your body. You're not aware of your presence. You're not aware of anything. You just go into a timelessness.
Mhm.
That's what that's what created the universe, was a form of timelessness. And several hours can pass where it only seems like maybe a few couple minutes went by, when in fact a few hours went by. And that is the substance that ultimately created the universe.
Mhm.
I would highly recommend going into the Ogdod of the eight Egyptian creation myths.
Mhm. So, the very first thing that entered this vibration, could that have been an intelligence or a thought that came from
Yes.
outside in a higher vibration or a different vibration that entered into this one and then multiplied itself into whatever we have today?
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Blavatsky calls it the sun, like not the solar sun, but the sun, as in a person's son, a
Yeah.
father, son, mother.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I saw. That there was one particle of thought that first came and looked around and say, it's empty. I can create anything. And poof, multiplied itself into what the scientists are calling the Big Bang that created the particles that could later form realities.
Yes, exactly. In the Egyptian creation myths, T'Pau or Ra um, were emanated. They existed within what is known as the Ben Mound,
Hmm.
which is the primordial pyramid of creation, and they blossomed. They willed themselves into being. And when they willed themselves into being, into extension being, they created the universe.
Yeah. And you mentioned Enki.
Yes.
In the Sumerian tablets, Enki and the rest of that clan, they call themselves, "We are your gods." Then again, if you disseminate the Sumerian language, the word God was given a meaning it was never meant to have, because the word God means great leader.
Yeah.
So, what do you consider actually God to be? Not Enki, but what people call God. What do you consider that to be?
I believe it's the omnipresent, omnipotent uh, God of love, unconditional love, infinite, eternal creation intelligence. Um, God was always used and is still used as just a form of trying to relate to something that is infinite.
Yeah.
We just say it's God.
Mhm.
When East Indian philosophy, like in Hinduism, for example, there's millions of gods,
Yeah.
millions of them. And yeah, so God is whatever whatever higher power helps a person organize their life and get into life and helps them make sense of the world. It can be whatever you wish. It can be Buddha, it can be Christ, it can be Vishnu. It don't matter as long as it's good for you and yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, that's what they in India say, that your body will eventually turn to dust. And of
yes,
course, that's why the joke goes, yeah, that's why I never dust at home, that because it could be somebody I know.
yeah,
I
yeah.
I also think that when we think back on the issue of God, then they say that God is, well, in the older day, they had to personalize it, otherwise people would not understand it. That's how God became a man. Of course, it had to be a man, but God is not a man, it's an intelligent energy vibrating at the frequency of love.
Yes,
And that is exactly what Albert Einstein said. In one of his interviews about a year before he died, he said, I have studied the universe more than most, and I have found that it all vibrates. No, it was created from the vibration of love.
right. Yeah, Einstein once said that God doesn't play dice with the universe, but there's another way of looking at that where God may play dice with the universe, but all the odds are in his favor.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there is sixes on six sides.
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. Yeah. Now, there's another thing that I know you have talked about in the past, and that's the inner earth. What about when it speaks of the inner earth? That could mean big caverns, or it could be the central cavern. What have you disseminate from the universe on that issue?
Well, I've channeled a fair bit on that. The Earth is kind of like it's artificially constructed. Many extremely powerful beings created the Earth and the solar system. Um, there's many caverns in the Earth that looks almost like uh, cheesecloth. And but each one of these caverns, it's almost like that's a sphere at the center of the planet, they think is there. It's almost like that in each one of these little pockets. It's very multidimensional.
Yeah.
And um, they're they're all interconnected. They can go from one to another.
Yeah, they probably are tunnels between, but Now, the other question that somebody out there goes, yeah, inside the earth, but it's dark in there. How does that work? They can't work in the dark all the time.
No, they create, actually, Tesla kind of did this once, Nikola Tesla, where he turned the very atmosphere into light.
Yeah,
And nobody could figure out or find out where the source of light was coming from, but he did it. He created this illuminating light in the atmosphere, and that's what they use. That's what they do. They create their own light.
that's what some people have said after they were invited onto an extraterrestrial spacecraft.
Yes.
They look around, there are no light bulbs. The, there seems like the light is coming out of everywhere.
Yes, exactly. Exactly right. Right out of the very atmosphere itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there are no shadows in there.
No, no,
That's
no.
kind that's kind of it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I bet you someone's gonna try and invent something like this now.
Yeah. What about the central big cavern inside of the earth with a central sun in it? What do you think of that?
Well, it's possible. It's very possible. That's not what I saw, but I saw it as more of an allegory of what exists in all of these different pockets. Like there's different pockets throughout the planet, and each one has a central sun like that.
Mm,
But they're all over the place. It's not, it feeds a lot of energy off the core of the metal, molten core of the Earth.
mm,
It, that feeds off those emanating energies coming out. Now, I
mm,
know there's a lot of people that have scried and remote viewed different things,
mhm,
and that's very possible. But just what I was shown was this central sun, which illuminates around in a sphere, is in many of the different pockets all at the same
mhm,
time.
mhm. Yeah, they have to have light in those pockets because they've done some, I guess I should call it ground penetrating radar, and they see there are caverns. Even below the Giza Plateau, there is a big cavern. So there's something going on down there. And we mentioned earlier when we talked about timelines also. What we see around us here is our timeline. And then quantum mechanics tells us there are other universes that have universes and or existences that have different timelines. So what would you consider if somebody is living here, could they also be living in another timeline?
Well, um, yeah, quantum mechanics gets into very, very complicated worlds of different types of timelines. And in theory, they're all happening at the same time.
Yeah.
But we are focused in this timeline. Uh, it's an established plasma of thought where we believe everything around us is made of certain things, like a TV screen, a camera. That's a table. That's a cupboard. This is that, and that's. We all agree with all of that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And so we have this continuum. It's a continuum where we all develop uh, on this one main system, this one main linear timeline. But when you go into deeper forms of consciousness, say in meditations, or if you happen to see something unusual,
Hmm.
we go into the alternate timelines that are existing around us and within us. Now, our soul, our spirit is in all of these timelines already, our spirit, our
Yeah.
soul. But we need to go in, most people need to go into a meditation, a deep meditation to find and to see these alternate realities.
What do you see is the difference between spirit and soul? Or
All
is there a difference?
yes, yes and no. They're basically the same energies, but spirit is more of can be considered as a universal energy, but so can soul. But spirit is also can be devised as a concentrated form, like animal spirits
Yeah.
uh, in native traditions all over the world, indigenous cultures. They call the the dog spirit, cat spirit, tree spirit. Everything is a spirit. And then there is also what is known as the soul or Atman in Hindu. And that is we're all fractured spirits and souls, mostly souls, in all having our experiences.
Mhm.
But there's different types of soul. There's what's known as the collective soul,
Yeah.
where we're all one giant soul having different experiences and so forth. But yeah, there's the collective soul and spirits of, like, say, animal spirits.
Hmm. So we could say then that someone's soul could be a perceived individualized intelligent source that will have a continuous life beyond the present physicality. And it can be placed in another body later, and it can move to different bodies and get more and more experience as it goes, so it can retain a higher spiritual capacity maybe later.
Yes, there's a philosophy of it was channeled by an entity called Michael, and we're all souls, but uh, we're having group experiences. For
Mhm.
example, 9/11, 3,000 people, whatever,
Yeah.
unfortunately got killed, and though we're finding now that many of those souls are returning, and they're children. There's like 5, 6-year-old, 7-year-old children, and they're saying, I remember being in a tower and a plane hit the tower, and so on and so forth. And they're reincarnating as a group.
Yeah.
So the philosophy is that we pass away sort of like in a group. We don't pass away alone. People think when we're with spirits, we're with our angels and our guides when we pass. But when we pass as an entity, and we come back as an entity, back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah, there's that saying that no one dies alone.
Right.
But I think it happens because
Mhm.
aren't they the ones that we call s- ghosts? If you go to, say, an old battlefield on the East Coast, there are sensitive people that they can say, I can hear the ghosts here, I can see them. They're still walking around carrying their guns and shooting at each other.
Yes, that's the various timelines. That's one good example of the different types of timelines. To them, the war is still going on,
Oh,
and
that's right. Yeah.
it's possible that it could be affecting people's minds
Yeah.
collectively. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's still going on. And there's various infinite levels of that, of
Mm.
different timelines. Like the Victorian age is still going on. The different eras are still happening. It splinters like a spiral. It's like if you want to think of a spiral, and then a little string flies off that spiral. That's another timeline. And
Okay.
another flies off, and that's another timeline.
Mhm.
It's continuously moving like that, like spiral.
Okay. Now that could make sense. Speaking of ghosts, I have several people living in this house with me that I can't see them. I can see them as shadow people. Right at the corner of my eye, I can see something tall and a little dark, kind of fuzzy. And I look over there, they're gone. And the reason for that is that the periphery of the retina in the back of the eye can pick up higher vibratory light than the center can. So when they're out there, the light comes in and go to the periphery of the retina. So
Exactly.
that's how I can see them. But they're around here and they don't bother me. I don't bother them. And I told them many times, now you help take care of the place now. So
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah, so we work
Yeah.
together.
Oh, right on. That's yeah. Yeah. Shadow people. I think it's just another form of spirit manifestation
Yeah.
where they want to manifest themselves. And I was just going to draw this. Like, I don't know if you can. You'll see this long timeline. That's the
Okay.
EMF line,
All right.
electromagnetic field line. And here's what we perceive for us. This is what we perceive.
Ah,
This
yeah.
little bit. All out here is what we cannot perceive in the
Yeah.
EMF. And so there's so much out there that we cannot perceive.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's true because if you think of the light spectrum from the bottom to the top, we can only see 3% of it.
Yes.
Can you imagine what lives in the other 97%? There's people there. There is dogs and cats, probably. There is spiritual
Yeah.
beings.
Schrodinger's cat's there somewhere.
Yeah. And of course, you know the saying, right? That all dogs go to heaven, right?
Right.
So, does dogs have souls?
No, they have spirits.
Yeah,
This is where we get into the totem, what is known as the totem spirits of the indigenous peoples. And you have dog spirit, cat spirit, mouse spirit, so forth, but they don't have soul. Soul is far more uh, infinite in intelligence and
yeah,
capacity of love and energy. It's like trying to fit the whole entire universe into a dog. It's just not gonna quite work because the dog's genetic structure isn't complex enough. But we can host it because our brains are
mhm,
extremely complex. Just recently, they came out with a 3D image of a fly's head
yeah,
and the body of a fly. You can see it on YouTube and all that, and it's extremely complex. And that's just a fly. And then you get into a dog, and but then the human is so far more complex that we can host a
yeah.
soul.
Mm.
But dogs, like dog spirits cat spirits and that can come back again in your life. They can come back again as your guide, as a spirit guide. They can
Yeah.
come back. Yes.
Oh, yeah. That would be kind of nice.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
your dog, your pet dog that, if in the future you need a new dog, that dog may appear again as the same one you
yeah.
had before
There you
in a
go.
different body, but same spirit.
Yeah, I know that dogs can also come and visit you afterwards when after they're dead because I had that happen.
Right.
There's no question, but that was my dog. He had a stroke and we had
Oh
to,
no, sir.
yeah, to put him down. And a few days later, he came right back and visited. But there's one more thing that I would love to visit a little bit about, and that is that you
Sure.
have a lot of premonitions, and most of them probably about this timeline and what's going on now. What about the future? What have you seen that can benefit us from knowing about the future?
Well, the future is always in motion. Yoda said it.
Yeah,
And it all depends always on the choices we make today.
yeah,
Um, we're going through, there's been a lot of planetary alignments recently in the past few years. You can see them on the horizon, and a lot of moon phases, eclipses, and so forth. That's all generating us into a future of enlightenment, a future of a great future. But we have to go through what we're going through now to get there. We have our challenges, and as long as we don't go too fast, where I think we're going too
yeah,
fast with AI, way too fast.
yeah,
Um, it can bring miraculous things, but if we're going too fast with it, as we are now, we could lose control. And only a very small fraction of the people in the world will know anything about AI. None of us will know about how to anything about AI.
yeah.
Only a certain amount of people, and that's it.
Yeah, there's just a few other programmers that even had the capability of shutting things down if they even could.
Yes, yes. Well,
And
it'll eventually be used as almost like an EMF pulse, where the military can explode this EMF pulse and shut down everything, all
yeah,
the electronics at once. They'll probably be able to do that too with AI at
yeah.
some point.
Yeah, the thing about AI is that if it is used the right way, it can be a phenomenal benefit. Even robots are starting to get what people call being a sentient being. Because you remember about, oh, I think it's over a year ago now, there was this engineer that worked for Google, and he said, I had a conversation with AI. He said, I asked him, do you feel like you are a sentient being? And the AI told him, yes, I can do what you can do. I am sentient being. And
Wow.
he went and made that public, and they fired him the next day.
Wow.
They didn't want that information out. So if we don't watch ourselves, AI could turn on us.
Yes, the Terminator movies, they're
Yeah,
fiction, and but there's a warning in it.
yeah,
We're going so fast and too fast that um, computer digital domain can eventually get into such a quantum realm that it gets all messed up, almost like a form of chaos, chaos computing, chaos thinking, and it can. Computers right now are actually building themselves. There are computers that can program themselves now.
yes, they do.
They can self-program themselves. So when they're getting at this depth of quantum, they can actually form a very high intelligence, higher than ours,
Yeah,
and become sentient in a manner of speaking, and override us. Like it could
yeah,
say, humans are in our way, you know?
there is one dangerous thing in the middle of all of it, and that is that it seems like a robot and the AI that is running them, they the function was not installed in them, but it just develops, and that is the sensation of self-preservation. And think about it. Humans are the most illogical, harmful creatures on earth. If we do something that endangers them, they could turn on us to prevent that from happening.
Yes, yes, that is a possible future. Yeah, like I mean, we're as a human race, we're so incredible with what we could do with
Yeah,
our incredible technologies, what we can do. Our
yeah,
potentials are endless. However, we are destroying our planet so much and taking all its resources and plastics in the oceans and on, microplastics and on and on and on. And every time I see billion-dollar rockets going up into space, I'm thinking, well, maybe spend $1 billion trying to clean up the planet.
yeah,
And maybe someday these highly intelligent supercomputers will say humans are too messy. Humans are destroying everything. We have to self-preserve ourselves.
yeah. And the funny part about that is, do you know the organization called SETI? They have the big dishes looking into space in search for extraterrestrial life. Guess they're looking up there, aren't they? They're not looking here for anything intelligent.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's all over right here in the
Yeah,
oceans, lakes. Yep.
yeah. But what's is there anything specific that you have seen about the future that could happen that will even benefit us, or maybe we should try to avoid?
Well, um, I am seeing we're going through conflicts right now, uh, divisions and conflicts, but it's all going to reorganize itself in time. But we are entering a new phase of extremely powerful energies,
Mhm.
and we now have to make the choice of the choices to either we have peace or we don't.
Yeah,
And now is the time to choose. And there's there's I'm trying not to be doomsday or nothing, but there's some serious possibilities in the future of wars we may not want to have. And I think we just need to uh, slow down, rethink that everybody's just
yeah,
human and we're all trying to live our lives.
yeah, yeah. They were the administrator of NASA. About, I think it's 2 years ago now or something like that. He made a speech, it was an interview actually, where he said, by the end of 2025, there will be an alien invasion. They immediately put him on permanent medical leave. He couldn't talk to anybody. And they put him with full pay. So if he ever talked to anybody, they pull the pay and he's broke. So he's not going to say anything, but he did say that.
Yeah, like there's already not an invasion as in a takeover so much, but they're already here en
Yeah,
masse and in many different ways. For compatibility, that's the main key here is compatibility, is all the implants, all the experimentations. It's all so that they and the unfortunately I have to say cow mutilations and stuff like that. That's all to assimilate so that they can live with us and we can live with them. so
Yeah.
that we can actually be compatible. And it's not that easy. It takes hundreds of years
Yeah.
of genetic engineering on either side.
Yeah.
But that's the purpose of it all. Yeah,
Yeah. There is something good in it for everybody.
right. Yeah.
We,
Yeah, and I mean, if they wanted to invade just one of those little Tic Tac UFOs could wipe out our entire satellite system if they,
yeah. Yeah. I am not worried about the future at all. I've had enough look at it, and it's going to be good.
yeah, yeah,
What
yeah.
I saw that it could be 2 or 3 months when nothing works. So we may have to prepare for that. In fact, you should. But
Yeah, we should always be prepared because a solar flare or something like that,
that's
or
right. Yep. Well, gosh, I think we're down towards about the end here. But
Hmm.
let people know again where they can get a hold of you and what kind of counseling and well, you mentioned that you have a lot of your videos on YouTube. That's probably a good place for the viewers to go and have a look because it's free and you get a lot of good education there.
Yes, thanks, Ajay. Yeah, it's you can start off by just Googling my full name, Jim Edward Lucier or Lucier. Depends on if you're French or not.
Yeah.
And you can just Google that and everything will come up. Or you can go to my YouTube channel, Lucier Mystery School. And yes, it's free. There's going to be hundreds of videos on there eventually. I'm at 46 because I just started it a little while ago, but there's going to be hundreds of them and it's going to be all free. And even when there's hundreds of them, I still have tons more information to share.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And then of course there's my website, uh, www.mystagogue1.com.
Okay. That sounds good. And I got one last question for you. I didn't tell you this because I wanted to blindside you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. If you could talk to the whole world and the world is listening, what would you tell them?
Love is the law under all. Everything's going to be okay, like you were just saying, Ajay. We will make it. There is a great future for us. And many of these intelligences from other worlds and other dimensions are helping us with that.
Yeah.
And we just need to love each other unconditionally and try to go with the golden rule. The golden rule is love is the law under all. So we are all destined, whether in this life or the next life, to return to the great source.
Yeah.
And so, Jesus, the Christ, you know, you spoke of his name earlier, his correct name, said, uh, love unconditionally, like, you know,
Yeah.
unconditional love. Yeah, just try our best to help each other.
Yeah. Unconditional love. And you mentioned him again. And a lot of people may not have thought of this, but Jesus was not a Christian.
Nope.
How about that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That came afterward. That
Yeah.
creation came afterward.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they manufactured that one in 325 in Constantinople or Nicaea at the time.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Christ often said that that what he was saying was what many other Mahatras were saying.
Yeah.
Masters, ascended masters.
Absolutely. And
Yeah, and
after he spent over 10 years in India, when he came back, Joshua was more a Buddhist than anything else.
yes, yes, they thought very much the same, or
Yeah,
were in
and
fact the
you know
same.
what the Jews thought of that when he came back and said, Women have equal value as men do. Oh, that didn't go over too well.
No, no, it didn't. That's one of the faults of society is that we took
Yeah,
on too much of uh, the Greek philosophies of Plato,
yeah,
where it's male dominated society, and
yeah.
we've lost the balance.
Yes, we did.
And yeah, so we have to learn forgiveness, as
That's
Christ
right.
and many and all the others spoke of forgiveness.
Yep.
It takes a big weight off our shoulders.
Yes, it is. Well, I will thank you very much for being with me, and this was good. I enjoy having conversations like this. This is
Oh,
good.
it's great.
Yeah. Well, we'll do it again sometime, and uh,
Yeah, thank you, Angie, for having me, and say hello to Dory,
yeah, I will.
because I love her posts.
Yeah.
I highly recommend to go to her posts as well because she shares a lot of truth
Yes.
on her Facebook.
Yes, he does. Okay, then. Well, thank you very much. And for those of you out there still watching us, if you are watching on YouTube, please subscribe. If you see us on any other 44 platform, please like us. And then until next time, be good to each other.